On a cold winter morning, an old woman sat quietly on a wooden bench outside a small bus station. Her thin shawl barely protected her from the icy wind. People walked past her, some glancing, some ignoring, and yet she kept smiling, as if she was waiting for someone special. No one knew that behind those tired eyes was a story of unshakable hope. This is the story of an old mother whom everyone forgot, but she never gave up. Her name was Amna, a grandmother in her late 70s. For years, she lived alone in a tiny old house at the edge of the city. Her husband had passed away long ago, and her only son had moved overseas for work. Months turned into years, and years turned into silence. But every Sunday, Amna dressed up, fixed her white scarf neatly, and made her way to the same bus station. "Why do you go there, Amna Baji?" the neighbor asked once. She smiled softly. "My son used to take this bus whenever he visited. Maybe one day, he'll surprise me again." The neighbor stared at her, speechless, but Amna held onto her hope like it was her last treasure. The townspeople knew her as the kind, soft-spoken lady who always prayed for others. Children waved at her. Shopkeepers greeted her warmly. But no one truly knew the emptiness she carried in her heart. One day, a young man named Hassan, who worked at the bus station kiosk, approached her. "Auntie, do you need anything? Tea? Water?" he asked politely. She shook her head gently. "No, Beta. I'm just waiting, like always." Hassan nodded, but inside, he wondered why she always sat there alone. Weeks passed. Months passed. Amna kept returning, even on harsh rainy days. One afternoon, a group of teenagers laughed as they walked by. "Does she even have a family?" one of them joked. "Maybe she forgot where she lives," another giggled. Amna heard every word, but she didn't react. She kept looking at the bus doors as they opened and closed, hoping, wishing, praying. On another day, a woman scolded her. "Auntie, you can't sit here forever. It looks strange. People complain." Amna just lowered her gaze. "I'm sorry. I won't trouble anyone." Hassan overheard and stepped forward. "She's not hurting anyone," he said firmly. "Let her sit." He glanced at Amna with gentle eyes. "Auntie, you're welcome here anytime." For the first time that day, she smiled. One evening, as the sky turned gray, she whispered to herself, "Ya Allah, I know you're testing me. Give me patience. Give my son safety." Her voice cracked, but her hope didn't. Late that night, Hassan found her still sitting there. "Auntie, the last bus left 2 hours ago," he said softly. "You should go home. It's too cold." Amna blinked slowly. "Oh, I didn't notice. I thought maybe today." Her sentence faded. Hassan gently offered his arm and walked her home. Inside her tiny house, he noticed something. The walls were covered with her son's childhood photos, his drawings, his school certificates. She cherished every memory like it was yesterday. "Auntie, when did you last talk to him?" Hassan asked. She hesitated for a long moment. "Almost 5 years," she whispered. "He must be busy. Life is hard abroad. Did he forget you?" Hassan asked quietly. "No," she said, still smiling. A mother never thinks like that. One morning, Amna didn't come to the bus station. Hassan grew worried. He visited her house and found her sitting on the floor, weak and shivering. "Auntie, what happened?" "I'm just a little tired, Beta. That's all." Hassan immediately took her to the local clinic. The doctor said she was dehydrated and weak from not eating properly. Hassan felt his heart tighten. That night, he made a decision. A simple decision, but one that would change everything. He posted a message online. "A lonely grandmother is waiting every Sunday for her son at the bus station. If anyone knows her family, please help us connect them." He didn't expect much, but the internet is full of miracles. A man living thousands of miles away stumbled upon the message, his eyes filled with shock. It was Amna's son. Within hours, he contacted the clinic. "This can't be my mother? She never told me she was alone. She always said she was fine." The guilt in his voice was heavy, but Hassan's words were gentle. "She never complained. She never blamed you. She only prayed for you." A silence followed. Then the man whispered, "I'm coming home." 2 days later, at the same bus station where she waited for years, Hassan brought Amna in a wheelchair. "Auntie, someone wants to see you." She looked confused. The bus stopped. The doors opened. A man stepped out, tired, breathless, tears streaming down his face. "Ami." Amna froze. Her hands trembled. "My son?" she whispered. He ran to her and fell to his knees, holding her hands tightly. "Ami, forgive me. I should have come sooner. I should never have left you alone." She touched his face gently, smiling through tears. "No, Beta, a mother doesn't keep account of pain. You came. That's what matters." The people around the station stood silently, some wiping their tears. Even the teenagers who once laughed were now quiet, humbled. Hassan watched from a distance, his heart full. A week later, Amna's house wasn't silent anymore. Her son repaired it, painted it, filled it with life again. The neighbors visited with sweets. Children ran around her courtyard. But the best part? Every evening, her son sat beside her and said, "Ami, tell me stories. All those stories I missed." And she did. Every single one. Hassan visited often too. She treated him like her second son. "You brought my son back to me," she told him. "But more than that, you reminded me I wasn't forgotten." Hassan smiled. "Auntie, you were never forgotten. Allah just writes stories in his own time. Sometimes, the people who seem the loneliest are the ones who have loved the most. And sometimes, all it takes is one person, one moment, one small act of kindness, to bring a forgotten heart back to life. Share this story if it touched your heart.